Hi, this is Mini Cuckoo with a game from Interplay and Tachyon Studios. This is also a test Let's Play, so I apologize for any inconvenience. This is Blood and Magic for the PC. It's a fairly old real-time strategy game. This one will be playing the tutorial.
Welcome to the Forgotten Realms, apprentice. You must learn the ways of Bloodforge and battle if you are to amount to anything here. I will guide you through a training ground where you can practice the basics of leadership. You can also use the question mark cursor and encyclopedia to learn more about game features. Feel free to experiment, but don't attack the peasant or his home. We will need them later. You will begin this tutorial with a blood forge and 2 basal golems. The basal golems gather your spell power, which we locals call mana. You can select the golem, then transfer its store of mana to your blood forge. When you have at least 40 mana, you can select your blood forge and create more basal golems. Your first goal is to have 6 total golems under your control. Select the Victory Conditions button if you want me to repeat these instructions.
So yeah, here's basically the gameplay. You have your Blood Forge, which you use to gather, and you can also create basal golems. None of this is actually part of the Forgotten Realms, at least from what I've played, which I've played quite a few. Anyway, each you have mana, and they each collect mana, up to 10 mana, and you can actually get it prematurely by clicking on the transfer thing. There. I'm going to cut the video and come back with more basal golems, so this way you don't have to see me wait later. And we're back with more basal golems. And enough to make a 6th golem.
You control 6 basal golems. You now have a strong power base to support your campaign. Your next order of business is to explore this region using your basal golems. To do this, move your golems into unexplored territory by selecting destinations in either the action window or on the level map. Eventually, you will discover that your progress is blocked by an aqueduct filled with water. I will add to this map a magical item which permits travel across water. We'll need to
Looks like it's a little desyncing.
This item.
So yeah, now we have to look for the magical item with one of our basal golems. Also, I know that there's an hourglass icon in the middle. I apologize for this. As I said, I'm completely new, and I'm just going to let this as is, or at least maybe even create a warning for what not to do. Yeah. I'm also doing this in post-narration, and I know that the audio is kind of, as I said, desyncing, but I think I'll just so yeah, exploring more of the map here. Nothing there. The item is actually up there by the road. It's that leaf type thing. So
of your followers has picked up the drift disc. Any walking creature may cross over water if it is carrying the disc. Beyond the aqueduct, there should be a friendly temple. Move a basal golem next to the temple, then select its transform option. If you have at least 25 mana, then you can choose the cleric portrait to transform your golem into a cleric. You must create a cleric before you can move on to the next task.
So yeah, now we move our basal golem across the water because he has the drift disc. And we position him somewhere near the temple. Then transform, and then click on the cleric thing. Then it goes into a little hibernation thing. And eventually comes out. Because, you know, whenever you do a transform strategy, none of this really... the units are really created, except for the basal golems, as you see. Cleric's almost done.
Your cleric is ready.
You have created a cleric. This follower can heal most flesh and blood creatures. Somewhere in this region, there should be a peasant who has been assaulted by unruly warriors. He is wounded, and his home has been damaged in the attack. Your next goal is twofold. You must heal the peasant using your cleric, and you must find the item which will repair the damaged structure. I will now add the necessary item to the map. When the peasant is healed to full hit points and his home is repaired, then we can deal with the assailants.
So I'm going to try and cut it here to try and sync. And we're back. So I still have the cleric searching. You see a little spot there. There's a mana. That's mana that you can get. And apparently the desyncing didn't work. Anyway, we ended up seeing that little peasant somewhere down there, so and look for him. Now we try to heal. And this is really desynced. I apologize for this. But as I said, but yeah, I think maybe it was a bad thing. Anyway, I'll just keep it as is. I am so sorry. As I said, this is my first try. I'm using crappy stuff, so... Anyway, I'm going to send of basal golems over to that foundation thing, and you will see why in a moment. Put them on the four corners of it. My cleric is looking for the item, and sure enough, it is there behind some barrels. So, what do? We smash the barrels. meantime, I'm going to transform this into a necropolis, or crypt, or this. Basically, I'm getting ahead of the tutorial, because that is going to be the next step would be to create a crypt there. So you can only hold one item, so I have to go and drop the drift disc, then go to the peasant's hut, which, unlike the peasant, is stationary and always in the same spot. Next, I'll go ahead and move some basal golems over to transform them in a moment. We found the peasant's home, and so now what we do is use the mason mix on the...
The peasant and his home are saved. Now to deal with those nasty warriors. Your enemy is fortified behind the Great Wall in the northwest corner of the map. Flying creatures can pass over this wall, so you will need a mystical site which provides these. There should be an empty foundation near your blood forge where such a structure may be created. If there is already a mystical site there, then it will revert to a foundation when you destroy it.
Yes, you can destroy your own buildings in this.
Of an empty foundation with basal golems, then choose the transform option. Select the crypt portrait to transform your golem.
Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and cut it here. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.